Okay. Hi, everybody. I am welcome to our webinar with Balloon Josh on clownantics.com. And I'm thrilled to have Josh. He said, hey, let's do this again. And we haven't done it in a while. And it just seemed like a really great idea. And Josh is in marvelous Houston, and I'm in somewhat smaller Connecticut. And we're thrilled to have him. And so we're going to have wearable designs. So if you're going out, I think sort of an icebreaker is to wear a balloon outfit. So with that said, here we go. Josh, take it away.
Okay, well, I wanted to say thank you guys for joining, for those of you who are on here, or for those of you who are watching this after the fact. Thank you for being a part of this. I love this. I love being a balloon artist. It's just been a great career, a great livelihood for me. I love being a balloon artist, and I also love sharing what I've learned and things I've picked up with other people. And so today, what I plan on teaching, what Blake already said, it's going to be wearable balloons. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to have kind of a wide range of stuff today. So it's going to be stuff for beginners. If you've never made a balloon animal, there's going to be stuff for you to pick up and learn. And if you've been doing this a while and you're a pro, you know, hopefully there's stuff in here for you as well. So I'm going to try and cover a wide gamut. So if you're a beginner, some of the later stuff that we're going to talk about and work on might be a little bit too advanced for you, but that's fine. And if you're more advanced, some of the earlier stuff, you might be like, it's basic. But I'm going to try and keep it fun, try and keep it entertaining, try and keep it going. And I'm really excited for this. So yeah, wearable balloons are always huge because especially when you're doing events, people don't always want to have to hold things, right? Like if they're at a fair or a carnival or a festival, you make them a balloon, they have to hold on to that balloon or it'll pop, right? So a lot of people are like, I don't want to have something I have to hold on to all day. Well, if you can offer them a wearable balloon, then that takes that out of the equation, right? And there's a lot of people who I'm like, hey, do you want a balloon for your kid? Like when I do balloons out at the Texas Renaissance Festival, and they'll say things like, oh, we don't have to carry it around all day. I'm like, not a problem. I can make it so you can wear it. You don't have to carry it around. And then I turn that into a sale where initially it was a rejection, right? So we're going to start with flower bracelets, move on to flower headbands, move on to crowns, move on to crazy party hats. And then we're even going to talk about balloon dresses, which has been my recent source, I guess, of TikTok fame. But yeah, so I recently have gotten to over 1.5 million followers on TikTok in the past 5 months, just from doing balloon dresses on TikTok. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a hoot. So we're going to kind of cover some of the basics of that more towards the end. And again, I'm going to, just like whenever I do a balloon class, I like to talk about business and give you tips as I'm going along to try and make it easy for you guys. Because I want to pack as much beneficial content. So whether you're just starting out, whether you're a pro, whatever your skill level is, I want you to have feel like you benefited from this on many different levels.
And Weeding is sent a comment out on Facebook. And he's a beginner. And so what resources would you recommend for a beginner balloon artist?
Well, see, one of the things that beginner balloon artists have that I did not have growing up, I did not have the benefit of Pinterest. I did not have the benefit of YouTube. These things like are brand new. Like I've been doing balloons for 29 years. And for like the vast majority of those, I couldn't just like do a Google search on how do I make a balloon dog? Like I had to just make it up on my own. Mm-hmm. So now you have the benefit of you can go to YouTube and be like, how do I make a balloon Sonic the Hedgehog? And there's a tutorial for that.
Actually, Josh did a bunch of them for us a long time ago. So if you go to the YouTube channel from clownantics.com, it's at down near the bottom, you'll see a bunch of Josh's videos, and you can see also some of the balloon artist stuff that we did. And they're like 6-minute videos. We spent all day back in my basement doing these things. So it was a lot of fun. And we did a lot of videos.
Yeah, and in fact, if you just go to YouTube and you just do a search and you just search Balloon Josh, all of those videos pop up. So if you just search Balloon Josh, all of my Clown Antics tutorials pop up and you can just watch them all. But yeah, to me, that would be a huge resource that you have available to you is that. Also things like this, like Clown Antics, where you can you know, they're constantly having classes and courses and different things by balloon artists, face painters, different things. And there's a bunch of them out there now. There's, you know, a bunch of different ones. I'm not going to name Blake's competitors.
That doesn't matter.
But I do tutorials for a bunch of different. So, I mean, you can just look up online. There's a bunch of different sources of online balloon artist tutorials, whether it's from an individual or from a group. Like there's, you know, various different balloon groups on Facebook that have what they call online jams, where you can learn from other artists and different things. So, but I would say a great start, since you're already right here watching me. If you like my style, go ahead and just watch my other videos that I've posted.
He said, Weeding said he did
YouTube.
your Sonic. Yeah. So he did your Sonic already. So
awesome. Yeah. I try and make my stuff very easily recognizable as the character, but also easy to make so that it's fast enough for line work.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one sort of commonality between my face paints videos, which I've had, I posted on this page before as well, is that, you know, it's all great to do the world's greatest art, but if you can't do it in a couple minutes, there's a line of screaming kids behind you. So right. That needs to get it done. So that's absolutely right. Okay.
So the first thing we're going to work on today is we're going to work on a simple flower bracelet. Okay. Just a simple, pretty flower bracelet. I'm going to show you some ways you can, you know, kind of add some little flair to it. But we're going to make a simple flower bracelet. And then I'm going to show you how you can use that basic design of the flower bracelet to make a bunch of other different fun designs. Okay. So for this, you're going to need 2 colored balloons. One of them, we'll just use this. This is Neon Purple by Batalitex. So this one, I'm just going to blow up a little bit like that, because that's how much we're going to need, but I don't want to tie it off yet. What I'm doing right now is I'm allowing the air to just kind of stretch out this part of the balloon, and then I let the air out. So as you can see, that kind of stretched it out a bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a light. I love putting lights in balloons. I cannot tell you how many people have hired me, and they've told me, I hired you because I've never seen another balloon artist put lights in balloons. So you can get these little lights that are called Neoloons. You can look them up. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on Google. You can get them from any different source. But when you order them in bulk, and when I say bulk, like I'm saying like 50,000 of them at a time, like a lot of them. So it's expensive. It's a couple $100, but they end up being like a penny or two a piece. Like it's really like nothing. And the ROI, or the return on investment on lights, is huge. I find the biggest problem I think a lot of balloon artists make, whether they're beginners or experts, is they're too stingy with their balloon lights and with their business cards. Like they don't want to like pass them out because they're like, oh, but if they don't want to book me, it's a waste of money. Like these cost what? Even if these are 10 cents a piece, I give these away like candy. I mean, when I do a restaurant, I go to every single table, they get a business card. Even if they say, oh, we don't want a balloon, I'm like, that's fine. Here's my card. And I can't tell you how many times someone's hired me because I gave them my card when they said they didn't want a balloon, and I gave them my card anyway. And then later they called me for an event, or they passed along my card to someone else. So I would always say, give out cards. Like, I mean, just like freebies, just here you go, to give out cards to everyone you can. When I'm at an event and I have a kid messing with my balloons, I'll hand him a stack of cards and say, here, make sure every adult gets one of these. And then that kid's no longer messing with my bag. He's now bugging every other adult at the party, giving them my business card. So cool. Little tip for you. But same thing with the lights. Yes, they cost money, but it's inconsequential to the amount of people who are going to be blown away at the fact that, whoa, you made my, like, even something simple, like a basic balloon dog. But if it's a basic balloon dog that lights up, it's now more impressive than anyone else's basic balloon dog, right? So I put lights in pretty much everything I can possibly put lights in. Awesome. So for this flower, I'm just going to spread it apart with my fingers. Okay. That's why we kind of blew it up first, just so we could stretch it more easily. And then we're just going to take the light and shove it inside. Okay. So we just put the light inside the balloon. And now we're going to re-blow it up with just that tiny amount, right? We just want a little tiny bit. Okay. So we have our light. I don't know if you can see it as well. There we go. So we have our light inside of here. This is gonna be the center of our flower. So we're gonna do a tulip twist, or some people call this an apple twist, but basically you take the knot, okay, with your finger, you push it into the balloon, okay? You're gonna pinch, so you're gonna feel it with the other hand, and I can feel the knot. So I'm gonna grab that knot and then slide my finger out. So I have the knot there, okay? And so then I'm gonna twist it, and then I'm gonna take the knot, so the knot's right here, I'm gonna shove it back in, okay? So then you get this cute little thing that has like a little dimple there. And this is gonna be the center of our flower. So this is just prettier than, now again, you could, if you wanted to, I'm gonna undo this. You could, if you wanted to, just do this if it's easier. But I just feel that other one where you have that little dimple in the middle, that just looks much cleaner and much more professional than having the knot. I always, when I first started out, I can't remember who told me, to be honest, but I remember a balloon artist telling me, hide the knot. Whenever possible, hide the knot. You never want people to be able to look at your balloon creation and see where you started. So if possible, hide the knot. So I always try and hide the knot whenever possible. So push it in, grab it, twist it, shove it back in. And so then you have this little tulip, okay? And that's just a basic tulip twist. So we're gonna set that to side. Now for the flower, we're just gonna blow up any color balloon. For this one, I'm picking yellow. You're only gonna blow it up about halfway. You're not gonna need very much. You're just gonna make 6 loop twists, okay? Now to do a loop twist, you're just gonna fold it over. Okay, and we're doing about a three finger loop twist, and then just twist it and pull the knot through. That'll lock it in place. So you have 1 loop. We're just doing 5 more, okay, that are the same size. So we're just gonna fold it over like that, and then twist. That's 2. Fold it over and twist. That's 3. Okay. Fold it over and twist. That's 4. Fold it over and twist. That's 5. Fold it over and twist. That is 6. Okay. Now this is kind of a messy flower, right? So you want to kind of just arrange the loop twists so that they're all next to each other like this. Okay. And again, if the first, when you first start out, like I've taught my wife how to do this, and at first when she was starting out, the bubbles would all be different sizes, right? It'd be each a different color or each a different size petal. And you know what? That's not that bad, because in nature, in real life, flowers rarely have identical size petals, and there normally is some variation. So when you if you're starting out and they're not perfectly symmetrical petals, that's fine. It's not a problem. Like this isn't perfectly symmetrical. This one's a little bit smaller than the rest. But again, you just start off, and the more you do it, the more it'll just kind of become muscle memory, and the more you'll notice that they become more and more symmetrical, and it gets faster and faster and easier. So you have 6 loops here. You could do this with 5.
Weeding asks, how many fingers do you leave at the end of your balloon?
So when I blow it up to begin with, it's not necessarily fingers. It's almost, because I'm only blowing it about halfway, right? So you look at about like, I'm only going to blow it up about half. So I'm going to have about like this much. I'm going to have like 5 inches left. So I'll show you again. So when I blow it up, okay, I'm tying it off. I only blew it up about halfway. So this is about 5 or 6 inches left.
Okay.
So not really fingers. It's almost like 2
fists.
2 hand widths.
Yeah.
So again, you're not going to use it all. So that's if you inflate it too much, you'll notice you'll have too much pressure buildup, and you won't be able to get 6 petals without it popping. So you're better off if you have an option, if you're still learning and you're either overinflating or underinflating, you're always better underinflating and only being able to get 5 petals out of it than overinflating and have it pop on you.
Gotcha.
That's just my personal.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do, we have this little tail. So we're going to snap this off. The way we do that, we squeeze it so it's flat but wide. You don't want to pull it so it's skinny and flat. You want to squeeze it so it's flat but it's wide. And then you take your thumbs, you put your thumbs together, and then you're going to push where your thumbs are going. Sorry, trying to get it where you can see thumbs are going out. I'm going to push my thumbs away. So you just go like this and just do it quick, and you can just snap it. And I don't have nails. So it's not about nails or strength. It's just more about the technique and the speed. Okay. And then you can give this to a kid, say, here, hold this, and then just let go of it. And the parents always laugh. Then you just take the part that rips off here, and just kind of twist it or tie it around a couple times just so the air doesn't leak out. Okay, so now we have our base for the petal. Then for this, you're just going to take this, you're going to wedge this in the middle of that, pull it tight, pull it around, and back through. Okay, so now we have a cute little flower petal, and it lights up. And then you can go to the people and you just wrap it around their wrist like this, and then you tuck this part around one of the flower petal loops. Okay, it's easier to do it on someone else than it is to do it on yourself. Okay, but then you have this cute flower petal, and it lights up. So like whenever I do a restaurant, the first thing I do when I show up at any restaurant when I'm doing balloons at a restaurant is I make the hostess a really pretty light up flower bracelet, and then everyone who comes in, that's the first thing they see, is they see her wearing this flower bracelet that lights up. And so it does a couple things. One, it makes the hostess always excited to see me there because she knows she's getting a free balloon, but then it's also like free advertising.
Cool.
So, but yeah, it's a great first impression. And I've actually made these at weddings. I've made these at proms. I get asked to make these a lot at like adult events where the adults just want something pretty and fancy. And actually at my wedding, all the bridesmaids had flower wrist corsages. And then for the guys had it worn up here like a garter. And so you can use the same thing and have it for a guy if he wants to wear it around here, you know, or you can have it as like a wrist corsage. Or you can even have it where you can take the same thing, but you can have it where it fits. Like, I'll take my hat off. I like wearing hats, but so I've done it on girls where they wear it like this, and it like sits up here, kind of like where the part, if they have a side part, it sits kind of where that part in their hair is, and gives them like a pretty balloon for their, like a flower in their hair, like kind of like the Hawaiian hibiscus flower look. So that's another option you can do too.
Right.
This one thing can be an arm corsage, it can be a wrist corsage, it can be like this. I've even done some dresses where I'll make a flower like this and I'll put it around their leg, like just above their knee, kind of like a garter for like an extra just fun little look when I'm doing balloon dresses. So this one thing, again, can be worn on the head, it can be worn on the arm, it can be worn on the wrist, it can be worn around the ankle, like an anklet, it can be worn around the thigh like a garter. I mean, just this one simple design. It's simple, it's easy, it's fast, it lights up, but again, multiple applications for it. So that's why I love it.
I want to explore were they wearing balloon dresses at your wedding as well?
No, I was not big into the balloon dresses.
Just asking.
At that point in time, that's only been a fairly recent development. I think I've done more balloon dresses in the past month than I've done in the past, 30 years of my life. Like,
wow.
So people always ask though, but you don't want to make it, what if it's a little boy, right? He doesn't want, a flower bracelet. What do you do? Well, you can make, Captain America bracelet, you can literally do anything. So like one of my favorite things to do, let's see if we have, so like you just do the same thing and then you just take any kind of balloon puff inflate, where basically you're just pushing air in it, but just enough to make it kind of puffy and then tie it off. And then what you do is this is a good excuse to use all those real garbage 5-inch rounds that I think we as balloon artists tend to collect. I hate these things. I think like I would never, if a kid asked me for Captain America, I would never make a cool Captain America body and then put this garbage head on it. No, I'm gonna make my own Captain America head. But some reason as balloon artists, I always find I get this random collection of like weird garbage, like Ant-Man, like this is like, if someone's gonna want Ant-Man, they're not gonna want this garbage face. Or someone wants like Thor, they're not gonna want you to give them this. Like, no, just go through the time to actually make a character, make the hair, make the facial features. But what this is good for is if you're trying to make something quick and just crank something out, you can just make a quick bracelet the same way you would with the flower bracelet, right? But then you put one of these garbage rounds on it and then it's something fun. And you can, again, this one doesn't have a light in it, but you can easily just put a light in the 5-inch round and it gives you a real good, easy excuse. Like here's an R2-D2 one to use up all these rounds that just like take up space that you never use on anything because they're trash, but you can use them on this. If you can't tell, I don't like the 5-inch rounds, but I just always seem to like get them randomly from places. And so there's a couple that I like. There's a couple pre-printed faces that I do like. And if you guys want to know, just mention it in the comments. Blake, let me know, and I'll let you know which printed faces I actually like to use. But most of them are trash. But what they're good for is making either quick wands, like battle wands, or making like quick bracelets like this. So then again, this is no longer a girly flower bracelet I'm giving to a little boy. It's now a Captain America band or Captain America bracelet. So you can, you know,
and you could also make, Marcia said you could also make a headband as well.
Well, we're getting there.
Okay.
So
okay.
We're getting there. We're getting there. You're ahead of me, but I like the way you think. Okay. So just want to say, so you can do this. The other cool thing about this is you can also attach pretty much anything to this base flower design, right? So I'm just going to rip this off so you can see. So once you have this, right, you can put anything on this. You can make a Spider-Man, whatever would be your normal Spider-Man, and just attach it to this base. You could make, you know, you could make a dog, a cat, a lion, a unicorn, a whatever you can make. You can attach anything to this. So just make your normal whatever, attach it to this, and then they can wear it. So they're not having to carry it. So even if I were to make a Spider-Man, it might be a little bulky on here, right? But it makes it so that they don't have to carry it.
Denise was trying to find one of your princesses, but couldn't. Could you point her in the right direction?
I'm pretty sure we did. If you look up Balloon Josh Elsa on YouTube, I know I did an Elsa.
I know we did Elsa
for Clown Antics, so you can look it up on there. And I did a Cinder. If you look on my YouTube channel, Neverland Balloons, I did a Cinderella, but it's the same design as the Elsa one. So the Elsa one has clearer instructions. So I would just go watch that Elsa one if you want that. Although I will say we need to redo some of those, Blake, because some of those I was watching the other day, and some of my designs have improved quite a bit since we originally filmed those. So some of those I watch and I'm like, I make this so much better now.
Well, we'll have those.
But it's up on YouTube for perpetuity. So
you know, isn't everything?
But yeah, so not only can you attach like a fun 5-inch round, you know, like this would, like a Frankenstein one, this would be good for like Halloween, but you could not only can you attach a 5-inch round with a light to the base, but you can also attach, you know, any animal, any character, any balloon creation. Essentially, you could just tie it in to the center here, and then you have it. So again, you have the flower thing, but then same thing here. You can make it so it's a headband. You can even make it so it sits like here, and they're, you know, have whatever balloon on top of it like that. So all different kinds of applications. Okay, so that's kind of it for the bracelets, but I wanted to start with that because that using that technique is going to kind of lead us to the next thing is a basic headband. Okay, so to start, same way like you want to get the lights, you can just get them on Amazon in bulk, right? So then they're really cheap individually. Same thing with the headbands. You want to order these by the thousands or tens of thousands. You want to order them in bulk because then they essentially don't cost anything. I mean, they're insignificant how much they cost when you order them in bulk. So these are just simple black. If you don't like the particular color, I know some people don't want the black ones. I know you can get them in white or clear as well. I do believe the clear ones are more expensive, but what I do is you have these, you just have 350s. And so this is the same one. I just took a 350 and put it around the balloon, and then I just tied it in a knot and cut it off. So you could have the black headband, right? But if you want it to be a color, just take a 350 or 360 and just put it around the headband, and now you have a pink headband or whatever color headband.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you don't want the black, if you just what I like about the black is it kind of just disappears, and people just kind of ignore it and just focus on the balloon creation. But if you want it to actually have color, that's easy to achieve. You don't have to, like, I heard one person tell me they were like spray painting. You don't have to spray paint. Just take a 360 and put it around it. You can also do it with the 260. It's just a little harder to like force it around. So I just prefer to use a 360 just because it just slips right over it. A lot easier than trying to force a 260 over it. But either one works. But yeah, so you can add it to make it colorful. So then what you do, you're going to do the same basic technique we did for the flower, right? So to make this, we're just going to do 6 loops. So you do fold it over, wrap the nozzle around, tuck it through. Okay, that's one loop. We're going to do 6 of them. 1, 2, whoops. There we go. We have 3, 4, 5, and one more, 6. Now, here's an important note. Where the bracelets, you can get away with doing just 5 petals. In fact, I do know some balloon artists who they actually prefer just the look of the 5 petals as opposed to the 6. It does make it smaller, so depending on how you do it, I just like the way of the symmetry of the 6. But this one, there's not really a right or wrong. I mean, you can do this with 5 petals and it's perfectly fine. For the headband, you cannot. The headband needs to be 6. And I'll explain why in a second. If the headband is 5 petals, it does not fit properly. So basically the way you want the headband to sit on top of, or the way you want your balloon to sit on top of the headband, you want the headband to basically rest, I don't know if you can see this, on these 2 bubbles, right? Or these 2 bubbles rest on the headband rather, okay? Because of that, it keeps it on top of your head and doesn't push the headband off of your head. But if it's only 5, let me just pop one of these to show you. So I'm just going to pop one of these. So now there's 5 of them instead of 6. So now it can't, see, no matter how I turn it, it can't sit on 2 of the bubbles, right? It's always going to sit like in between. And because of that, the bubbles will come down below. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but see, like the actual top of the headband is here. But see how far the bubble comes down below it? So what happens is when you go to wear it, the bubble actually does not allow it to sit flat on your head. It pushes it off. Like, I don't know if you can see this. Like, see that? It doesn't let it sit flat on my head. Whereas if you have the 6 petals, what that does is that allows the headband to rest on 2 of the petals and it stays on top of your head, if that makes sense. So we have our 6 petals, okay? You want to, when you break this off, okay, break it off same way we did talk before. You want to squeeze it so it's flat, okay, but wide, and then you just push your thumb in and out, okay, like that, okay? But you want to give yourself a nice long piece because you're going to tie that around. So you put your headband here and you just wrap it around like that, okay? And so again, just like we said before, we want to rest that so it rests right on those 2 bubbles, not in the crease, but on the bubbles, and that will keep it where it sits right on your head and stays there, okay? It doesn't like,
that makes sense.
Pop up.
Now, Harry asked, does the headband have teeth?
Teeth? No. I would not recommend getting a headband with teeth. That would definitely pop the balloon. So yeah, I do not use the headbands with teeth. These don't have, if you can see, there are no teeth on these headbands. But I will say also one of the benefits of putting the 360 or the 260 around the balloon, it does give it kind of like a rubbery texture as opposed to the slick plastic. So the rubber does kind of hug your head a little bit better. So especially if you're doing outside events, having a couple of these where you have it pre-done. So you don't want to take the time to do this at an event. You could just sit at home, watch a TV show, and just quick put a bunch of balloons on some headbands, and then just have them in your bag. But I find it, especially at outdoor events, having the balloon on it does kind of help it hold to your head a little better and not blow off from the wind. And you can choose, it doesn't have to be centered. So you can choose to have it so it's centered right on top of your head, or you can choose to have it where it's like kind of off center, like to the side of your head over here. It's really just up to your artistic preference and to what the client wants. Okay. But once you have that on there, okay, then again, just like with the bracelet, we can now attach anything to this. I can take, I can take a werewolf head and I can stick that on there with a light. I can take a balloon dog or balloon princess and I can put that on here. So sometimes, yeah, I could just do a unicorn horn, and I've done that before, where you just do like a spiral unicorn horn and have that sticking out, and then they can wear it. And like I'll show you that one because that's a fun one, and that's a fun way to do a unicorn.
Irene says this looks great.
Oh, thank you. So let me grab a light. So again, take your light, spread it out with your fingers, okay? And then you're gonna shove this one inside, okay? And then you're gonna blow this one up again. This one, you only need to blow up about halfway. And then what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna pinch it like here, okay? And then you want to let out all of that because you want a nice long nozzle for this one. We're making a unicorn horn, okay? So then what we're going to do with this, now that we have our light in there, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, we have our light. We have this nice long nozzle. What you're going to do is you're going to pull it down and over, okay? Like, see if I can show you this. Down and over like that. So it kind of cuts into the balloon like that and makes a spiral, okay? So we're going to go like this, and we're going to pull it tight, and we're pulling it down at a diagonal as we turn the balloon. And what that's going to give us is this nice, cool spiral. So this is what I like to use for unicorn horns. I use this for Harry Potter's wand. I use this for Spider-Man's web. Anytime you want to have something that looks cool and like a spiral, you just have this. And the other cool thing about that is then when you have the light in there, as you turn it, the light goes and goes around the spiral, right?
Awesome.
So then you take this and you tie this around your base. Okay, break this off. Okay, just wrap that around some of the petals a couple times. Okay, what this does is this gives you a cool unicorn horn. Okay, so then you can just wear this, and the kids can wear it like more on the front, so it's coming out forwards. They can wear it straight on. I need to sleep down on my chair so you can see. But you can wear it like straight on top of their head, so the horn goes straight up, or they can wear it kind of like on the front of their forehead, so it comes out more like a unicorn. But either way, it's a super fun thing is to just have this very simple, very fun unicorn horn. But again, you can attach anything once you have the flower base. So you can attach any character you would normally make: dog, cat, unicorn, flower, mermaid, princess.
How do you? Sorry to interrupt. The two questions. One, where are you from? No, somebody wants to know.
Houston, Texas. Well,
okay,
that's where I live. Where I'm from, I kind of grew up all over as a kid, so that's a little bit harder to answer. But I'm from America, and I grew up kind of all over the country.
Okay, and the next question is, how do you spell Neoloons or headbands? I don't think we sell those on Clownantic. So
Neoloon is NEOLOON. So Neo, and then like balloon, but Neo. So,
okay, got it.
Neoloon, and then the headbands. So what I do, and you might want to consider this in your area. So I actually go in with a group of other twisters when we buy, because it's cheaper that way. So the way a lot of bulk shipping work is the larger the order, the cheaper the individual price, right? So when I go in with, it's me and Joel Wilkinson and Michael Creighton. And I think that's it right now. I think there's another balloon artist who's teamed up with us in the past, but those are the three that I know, is me, Joel, and Michael. And we all get our headbands and our lights together. So Joel will be like, hey, I'm going to be ordering some more lights. How many do you want? And so I'll be like, okay, I want 50,000 of these. I want 10,000 of this color. You know, there's different colors and stuff. But then when we order it all together, and it's my order plus Michael's order plus Joel's order, we're able to get a really good deal. So that would also be my recommendation, is when you're purchasing things like lights or headbands, try and team up with other artists in your area and see if you can go in together to purchase them, and then divide up the spoils, so to speak.
Yep. So I gave them the link to the Neoloons. I found it on Amazon. Even though I don't make any money on that, I'm okay with it.
That's why you're such a good guy. So I'm going to show you another quick headband before we move on to crowns, hats, and dresses. Okay. So we're going to do, I'm going to speed up on this one a little bit more, just to show you how fast it can be. So we're doing 6 loops again. And again, the more you do this, the faster it gets, the more you have muscle memory for it. Okay. So we're just going to make another fun headband here. Okay. And this is one of my favorite headbands to make, just because it's super fun, super fast. Kids like it, adults like it. And it reminds me of something out of like Dr. Seuss, like something one of the Who's would wear. So we have our flower petal base, right? And we make sure it's right on the 2 petals. Okay. So we have this. Now we're just going to take any clear balloon or round balloon. It doesn't matter. We're going to put a light in it. So this one, I'm just going to use a solid red light. And I'm going to use a clear balloon that's got stars on it. Okay. So we have our star round print. We put our red light inside of it. Okay. So then we have this. We're going to attach this here. And if you want to, you could just leave this as is. Okay, it's cute. It lights up. I make a lot of these at weddings, but I like to add one more thing that makes it kind of have a little bit extra flair, a little bit extra pop. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 260, blow it up all the way because that kind of stretches it out. Then you're going to let the air out. Then you're going to wrap it around your finger. Okay. It doesn't really matter if it's clockwise or counterclockwise, just whichever way it feels more comfortable for you. But you wrap it around your finger. Okay. Then you're going to blow it up again, whether it's mouth inflated or with a pump, but then you're going to blow it up. And what it'll do is it'll blow up as it'll stay in that spiral because you wrapped it around your fingers, you're blowing it up. Okay. And then if like this part didn't quite curve as much as I wanted it to, then I can just take it and force the curve a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so we have this nice little twirlies, and then I just attach this to here. And so this is super fun. And so one thing that like that I found is good business is like it's super cool to like whenever you leave the house or go someplace, go out to dinner, go wherever, wear a balloon hat, right? It's great advertising. People be like, where'd you get that? You're like, I make it. Here's my card, right? You can just go walk around the mall with an awesome balloon hat that lights up. And see, here's the thing. They don't like soliciting. So you can't go to a mall and start making balloons, passing them out to people and giving people your business cards. They will kick you out of the mall. I speak from experience. I've actually been escorted out of the mall by security for making balloons for people in the mall. Yeah.
Well,
so,
you know what? You don't do the crime if you can't do the time, man.
Right. So, but because they considered that to be soliciting, even though I wasn't asking for tips. I was just doing it because I had the downtime in between events and I was trying to make people happy. But they didn't like that. But while they consider that to be soliciting, what they don't consider soliciting is a random stranger just walking up to you in the mall and saying, hey, where did you get that? You say, I make it, here's a card. That you can do all day long. So you wear an awesome balloon hat, whether it's a headband, whether it's the crown we're going to learn in a second, whatever. You make an awesome balloon and you just wear it. And it is great advertising wherever you go because it's a visual representation of what you do. And it causes the customer to come to you. So you don't even have to bother having to go out and go find the customer. It helps the customers find you. So that's one. Also, like we're part of a Chamber of Commerce here in Houston. And whenever we go to a Chamber of Commerce event, my wife paints her face, I wear a balloon hat, and we go and it's like everyone's like, oh, look over there. Like instantly we're the center of attention. And again, it's just a great way to bring eyes to you, bring eyes to your business and get you more business. And again, it's basically free advertising, right? So I would recommend wear a balloon hat everywhere you go, or you can just get your face printed on a t-shirt.
There you go.
Okay, so we talked about headbands. Okay, now we're going to kind of move away from the flower base that we use for the headbands and the bracelets. And now we're going to do a simple crown. And then I'm going to show you like a more advanced crown, which is actually the foundation for the balloon dress. Okay, so we're going to start with the basic crown, then go to like a more advanced crown, which is going to teach us how to make a dress. Okay. So for a basic crown, again, you're going to need 2 colors and a clear, or you can do 3 colors, but I like having the third color be a clear one. I just really like the way it ends up looking. It always has like a good impact. So for this one, I'm going to use a neon pink. I'm going to use a neon green. I think those colors, I like using bright, vibrant colors. That's another thing is it's good to have a wide range of colors in your balloon bag. So like, I don't know if I'll try and see if I can show you, but I don't know if you can see my balloon bag. But when this is full, it is 10,000 balloons, a lot of balloons.
That's a lot of balloons.
And I have in this bag, I have 4 different shades of green, 4 different shades of blue, 3 different shades of pink, 4 shades of purple, 3 shades of yellow, 2 different kinds of red, 2 different kinds of orange. Like I have a bunch of different varieties of colors, right? And that's also super important to have because again, it's the presentation. It makes it look like you're prepared when someone asks for something and you're like, I have the perfect color for that. Boom, right? And not enough people use the neon balloons, but these neon balloons, not only are they bright and vibrant and really cool colored balloons, but they also glow in black light. So if you're ever doing an event like at a skating rink or bowling alley or something that has black light, these work great. So this one, you're going to inflate it, leaving about a hand's width uninflated. Okay. So this is my neon pink. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with the neon green, about the same amount. Inflate it, leaving about a hand's width uninflated. Okay. So we have our neon pink and our neon green. And then we're going to have a clear. And this one, we're not going to inflate very much. We're going to inflate about halfway. Same about like as the flower. So essentially 2 hands widths uninflated on the clear. Okay.
Okay.
So, and if you need me to repeat something or slow down, I know I talk really fast. So if you guys ever need me to slow down and say, hey, wait, go back, redo that step, please do not hesitate to ask. I don't get offended when people ask comments or when people say, hey, you didn't explain that clear enough, or what did you mean? Like, I'm not going to be offended, so please do not hesitate to ask.
Okay.
So we're going to start by doing a small bubble. Okay. And then taking the knot and tying that around the base, essentially creating a pinch twist. Okay.
Okay.
And same thing with the other side. Small bubble, like about a half-inch bubble to an inch bubble, like pretty small bubble, right? Take the nozzle, tie it around. So essentially you get a pinch twist, and then you're gonna just tie those two together. Okay. Or if you want, if it's easier for you, you can just create the 2 bubbles, tie them together, then tie the knots around. The order of it doesn't really matter. But at the end, you want them to look like 2 pinch twists. I just prefer to do pinch twists first, then tie them together. But if you want to tie them together and then do the pinch twist, that's fine too. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go about a hand's width. Okay. Just that much down and then back. Okay. And then we're going to go over about the same, about a hand's width. So essentially you're creating a triangle. Okay. Just like that. You do just up and back down. Now at this base point, we're going to take the green and we're going to do a pinch twist. So to do a pinch twist, you're going to create a small bubble. You're going to pinch it and then twist it together. Okay. So you have that pinch twist. Okay. So the pink is going to be doing the points of the crown and the green is just being going around. Okay. So then we're going to take the pink. Now we're going to go up again, but this time we want it to be higher. We want the center point of the crown to be taller than the sides. So the sides were like a hand's width. So we want this to kind of be like a hand and a thumb. Okay. Like a hand and a thumb. So we're going to be a little bit taller. Okay. Than those. Okay. And at the top of this, we're going to do a small pinch twist. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to go back down with about a hand's width in between. So hands width in between, and then twist this back around the base. So we have the center of our crown. Okay. Then with the green, we're going to do another pinch twist. So we create a small bubble. We pinch, twist. Okay. And then we're going to go up a hand's width. Okay. Back down a hand's width. Twist it around here. Okay. Should have just enough left to do one last pinch twist with the pink and one last pinch twist with the green. Okay, so you have this. Okay. And then what we're going to do is you want to fit it to the person's head. Okay, so in this case, I'm fitting it to mine. Okay, and then you just wrap the green around, tie it around the other 2 pinch twists. And again, this is a pretty basic crown, but it's a good building block. I think a lot of people forget the basics and they try too hard, too fast to do the advanced stuff. So, okay, so we have this. Okay, that's not bad. You could give this to someone just as is, right?
Yeah, it's a nice crown.
And then if I'm in a crunch for time, I have absolutely given this to people just as is. It's cute, it's fun, okay? But we're gonna add this. So you're gonna do pinch twist, okay? And we're gonna attach it to this section right here. So we're gonna pull it up and around. Okay. So that's our pinch twist. Okay. Now we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4 bubbles. Okay. Like that. Okay. And you tie that around this pinch twist up here. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a small pinch twist with the clear. So we create a small bubble, pinch and twist to get that pinch twist. Now we're going to loop twist, where you just fold it over and loop twist. Okay. So what we did, we just created this peak on the top of our crown. Okay, with the loop twist. Then we're going to just do symmetrically over here. Same thing we did. We're going to do 4 small bubbles. So go 1, 2, 3, four small bubbles, okay? And we're gonna tie that in to the other side over here. Okay, and then we're gonna do a pinch twist. So small, pinch and twist, then break off the extra, boink, hand it to a kid. Here, hold this. And then when they let it go and it like deflates, you say, hey, I didn't say let it go, Elsa. Okay. You should always have a couple good dad jokes in your back pocket. Okay, so we have our cute little crown. And again, you could give this as is, and that'd be fine, but not good enough for here.
Not good
We're gonna
enough.
put a light in it. So we take a light.
It doesn't meet the Josh standards.
Right, so I just wedge it in here, okay, facing forward. And so now you have a light. And if you want, you can even make this in such a way that you do, instead of doing a pinch twist here, you could do a loop twist, loop twist, loop twist, and you can put 3 lights. But again, I do these at restaurants all the time. And what's cool about this is people can see this light flashing from across the restaurant. And so like, what's going on over there? So this is a great birthday crown. It's really fun, really simple, but looks really cool. I say, you know, you have to add the diamonds, you know, but I really like making this for people. It's, you know, always a hit, and it's super fast. So I like things that look good, but are fast to make. Okay, now we're gonna do a more advanced crown, which will lead us into how to make a balloon dress, because it's the same technique. It's called a basket weave, okay? Because essentially what you're doing is you're just weaving the balloons around in a circle, okay? You're just making the balloons go around and around and around, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. So for this one, to make it easy to see, I'm gonna use rainbow colors. I'm gonna use 6 balloons. I'm gonna use 6 rainbow colors. So I'm gonna use green, orange, yellow, red, blue, and purple. Okay, so we're gonna do, just so this will be easy to keep track of what we're doing. So all of these, you're gonna blow them up, leaving about a hand and a thumb uninflated. Okay, so a little bit more than a hand's width uninflated. Okay, so we're gonna inflate all of these, leaving about, I would say it's probably about 4 inches, a little over a hand's width uninflated. I guess it depends on the size of your hand, but about 4 inches uninflated, more or less. And we have 6.
Okay.
Any questions?
I think people are in awe. You know, Weeding says her unicorn horn sucks, and she's still working on the simple stuff. And anyway, it's just, you know, people are just in awe.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this fun rainbow balloon crown. Okay, so to start, we're gonna put the pinch twist on the end of all of these. Okay, by making a small bubble and twisting the knot around. Okay, so small bubble, right? Pinch twist, wrap the nozzle around, and that should hold it in place. And for anybody who's wondering, all of these balloons I'm using are Vitalitex 260s. So that is my favorite brand to use at the moment. I've used Qualitex, I've used Gemar, and I've used Vitalitex. There's kind of pluses and minuses to all 3. Those are the only, well, the main 3 brands I've used are Gemar, Qualitex, and Vitalitex. Of those, Vitalitex is my favorite. Their balloons are slightly longer than the others. And I find they're a little bit more durable. They're thicker, they don't pop as easily, and their bags are resealable. Unless they're nozzles up bag. The nozzles up bags aren't resealable, but all the other normal bags are resealable, which kind of helps with balloon storage not being such a mess. Okay.
And those, gratefully, we do sell on Clown Antics, so you could buy them there.
Yeah, there we go. So we have our 6 balloons. Okay. Now I'm going to do these just kind of in the order. The order doesn't matter. So what you do, it depends on the size of the head. I happen to know my size of the head, but I find a good starting point is about a hand's width for each bubble. Okay. It's a good starting point for head. And then the last one, you can either make a little bit longer or shorter, depending on the size of the person who's going to be wearing it. Okay. So we're going to do about a hand's width here. And then we tie this point into the pinch twist here on the orange one. Okay. And then same thing here, about a hand's width on the orange one. We tie that into the yellow. Okay. a hands width on the yellow one, and we're going to tie this one into the pinch twist on the green, a hands width on the green, tie this into the pinch twist on the blue, hands width on the blue, tie this into the pinch twist on the purple. Okay, so we're going to have this line of them where they all look kind of like L's, where the red goes over and down, orange goes over and down, yellow goes over and down. Okay, now the last one we need to try is we need to fit the purple to the sides of the head. And again, normally the base I use is about a hand's width to make this one fit. If you can tell, the purple's gonna have to be a little bit bigger because that's a little bit small for my head. So to make it fit, the purple's got to be a little bit bigger than a hand's width. I just find it's easier to start with when making stuff a uniform measurement. So that's where I just started with that. Okay, so we have them all attached like this.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a spacer bubble. Okay, like just a 1/2-inch bubble, and then we're going to tie this over, go over to the red. Okay, so I'm taking the purple over, and then I'm going to twist these two together like this. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing to the orange. I'm going to twist these two together, and then I go over to the yellow, and I twist the yellow together. I go over to the green, twist the green and yellow together, go over to the blue, twist the green and blue together. And then this is the last one. There's nothing to twist it to, right? Because this is where we did that spacer bubble. So for this one, you actually take the blue, you slide it through that spacer bubble and bring it up. So now you see we have 2 rows of this. And we're going to keep doing that. So again, we create a spacer bubble with the blue. Okay, bring it over. We twist these two together. Then we go over to the next one, twist them together, go over to the next one, twist together, and this is just a simple basket weave. So go over to the next two, and we're just going to twist together. Next one, twist together. Okay, and then this last one, again, you feed it through, and you pull it up. Okay, so we have this kind of like spiral rainbow, right? And it's going to fit on the person's head. Okay. So this is, I mean, we could do 3 or 4 layers, and you can do as many layers as you want. We'll do, for this purpose, just to show you, we do 1 more layer. So we do a spacer bubble. Okay, just like this, spacer bubble, and then we go over and twist it together with the next color. Okay, just like that, and then we go over and we twist it together with the next color, like that. And then we go over and we just keep working our way around in a circle. Okay. And then twist the next colors together, twist the next one together, and then when you get back to the start point, you're just going to take it and you feed it through. Okay, and then bring it up. Okay, so we have this cool thing. Okay, now for the crown, what we're going to do at each one.
I remember you doing something like this, similar to the Thanos glove.
Yes, same technique, same technique. Yep. So if you go, if you want a little bit more practice on this technique, and you want to have another tutorial to watch that'll teach you the same technique, go look on Clown Antics on YouTube for our Infinity Gauntlet design.
Okay.
And you're exactly right. Like that's the exact same design.
Yep.
So now we're going to do at each one of these points, we're going to do a pinch twist. Okay. So just do a little bubble, pinch, twist. Okay. A little bubble. Okay. Pinch, twist. Okay, little bubble, pinch twist, bubble, pinch twist, bubble, pinch twist, bubble, and pinch twist. And now we're all the way around. And now to make it more look like a crown, create about a hands width bubble, and then go back down to create a point, right? So then we go to the next color, about a hands width bubble, and go back down to the other pinch twist. Okay, so we're just going our way around, making a point, then the next point. So now the next one's gonna be blue. Okay, so we go up about a hand's width and then back down. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see. And then we go to the purple, about a hand's width, make the bubble, and you go back down around the red. Okay, then we're gonna do the red, about a hand's width bubble, and you go back down around the orange. And then this is our last one. We do the orange, hands width bubble, and then go back down around the yellow. Okay. So now you have these crazy things sticking out and just kind of like a messy looking hat, right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna break these off the same way we did before, where you squeeze it flat but wide, put your thumbs together, push away. Okay. When you do this, be careful not to like hit someone, because unfortunately, I've never hit someone, but I've gotten pretty close where after I rip, this hand almost like, so just be aware as a balloon artist of your surroundings. You don't want to be the balloon artist who gave grandma a black eye.
You don't want to do that. That's just wrong.
Just break off these pieces. And you can always have fun with it, right? Because as a balloon artist, even if you're not a clown, right? Because I know a lot of balloon artists are clowns, some aren't. The clowns seem to have an easier time joking around. And some balloon artists tend to be very like in their own little world and just like working here and not engaging. And so even if you don't consider yourself a clown, you need to learn from the amazing clowns and pick up some stuff and engage with people. So just be telling funny jokes. Like as you're ripping it off, being like, hey, you know what I had for breakfast? Pop-Tarts. You know, say, what's a balloon artist's favorite food? Popeyes. And you can be like, what's a balloon artist's favorite music? Pop music. And just like, again, just be a goofball. Like and again, I know some people like take themselves way too seriously, but if you're doing balloons, you're kind of a goofball already. Like, I mean, come on, let's be real about it. Like, I'm not going to be taken too seriously wearing this, right? Or making this. So have fun with it, you know? Be a clown, even if you're not like in full face, in clown face.
Right.
You can still, you know, act clown-ish. I know not everyone like feels comfortable, feels like they have the experience to be a full-blown like circus clown. Now I've done that. I used to work for Barnum and Bailey Circus. I've done balloons for Cirque du Soleil. And so I don't do clown face anymore, just because for my clientele, it's just not highly in demand right now. But if I had a client ask for it, 100%, I love being a clown. But I feel like even without clown face, I can still be a clown just making balloons, right? I can still clown around with people. And so I think more people need to be more engaged and more out here with customers and less just in their own little world twisting. And I feel clowns excel at that a lot, just because it comes with the territory. And a lot of times if someone who's not a clown is just a twister, that sometimes doesn't come as naturally and just requires a bit more practice. But again, my encouragement to you is as you're practicing at home, tell the jokes to yourself at home that you would tell at an event. Like joke around with
one thing for sure is clowns are always funny. I've never met a clown that wasn't funny.
Right? I love clowns. I have so many awesome clown friends.
Yeah, clowns are great.
Yeah. So break this off. So then we have our fun rainbow balloon crown. Okay. And actually, there's one bonus thing. I wasn't planning on showing you this, but that got me thinking. I'm gonna show you how to make a balloon clown nose when this is over.
Cool.
So we have this. So this is our fun. Shrink down here so you can see. See, fun party crown, right? Okay. If you want, I'm not going to do this for the sake of time, but if you wanted to, the same way that we did the little diamonds or the little bubbles in between these points, you could do that same thing up here, where you just do loop, twist, bubble, 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 loop, twist, bubble, bubble, bubble. And then you have actually done it if I have the time, where I actually put a light in each loop twist. So then they have this awesome crown that has 6 lights pointing in all different directions. So, I mean, that can be just so again, you can give someone this as is and they're going to like it. And it's fun. Who's not going to have fun with this? Right? They're the king. But
exactly.
You can also go the added point of adding like the diamonds around the top, connecting the points, and then add lights to those. I'm just not going to do that right now for time's sake. But what I did mention was I said that I was going to show you how this correlates to making a balloon dress, right? That's our last thing we're going to talk about.
Okay.
This is a balloon dress. Same exact technique I use for a balloon dress. It's just exactly what we just did, just doing it on a person. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. Most people who do the balloon dresses use 1/60s and do them on a dress form. That's the like official way to do the balloon dress, right? Is you do it on a dress, on a mannequin, on a dress form. You use 1/60s, make the really itty bitty bubbles, and it's, you know, it looks amazing and beautiful and fantastic. I don't have the attention span for that. My experience has been when I'm trying to make a dress out of 1/60s and use a dress form and make it so that it can come apart and then be put on a person, it takes hours and hours and hours and hours to make. And I don't have many clients who want to pay me for a dress that would take hours and hours and hours of my time. Because if I'm going to spend 9 hours on one dress, that's going to be an expensive dress. And I've not found, for me personally, I have not found many clients willing to pay me $1,000 to make them a balloon dress that they're only going to be wear for a little bit. Regardless of how amazing it looks, many clients just, unfortunately, while I may see the value in it, many clients don't see the value in it or see the practicality of it, or even if they see the value, maybe they don't have the budget. So for me, I was like, I want to be able to make dresses because I think that's a fun thing to do. I like the idea of making balloon dresses, but I want to be able to make balloon dresses and not have to spend hours to do it. So I do this. Essentially, I just do this exact technique. I just do it. I make all my balloon dresses directly on the person who's wearing it. I make it out of 2/60s. So it doesn't tend to be as form-fitting and as flattering as the dresses with 1/60s. But if you look at my TikTok or my Instagram, you'll see that I'm still able to make the dresses very flattering and appealing and form-fitting. Even just using 2/60s. So by me simplifying and doing it 2/60s instead of 1/60s and making it directly on the model instead of making it on a dress form, I've been able to cut the time down substantially. And instead of a dress taking me 9 or 10 hours to make, I can now do it in 20 to 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. And it's been a game changer for me because I've been able to now make like 2 to 3 balloon dresses a week, sometimes even 2 to 3 balloon dresses in a day. And that's enabled me to put out a lot of content on TikTok and Instagram and a lot of balloon content because it's so easy for me to make a balloon dress because boom, 20, 30 minutes, boom, done. So I can make a bunch of them. Plus, also then when they pop the balloon dress, it's not heartbreaking to me because it took me 20 minutes. If I was spending 9 hours on a balloon dress, not only would I'd not be able to make as many as I make in a week because it just wouldn't be time effective for me, but also it would be devastating for me when they pop because I'm like, that was a day's worth of my time. As opposed to like now, I have a friend, me and her will meet up. I'll make a balloon dress for her on her lunch break from work. And then we shoot a couple videos and then she goes back to work and we were able to squeeze that all into just her lunch break. So that's why I like making the balloon dresses with this style. I'm going to show you one more time how to do it, just so you can get the feel of it. But it's just this same thing as the infinity gauntlet, same thing as this crown. It's how I do a balloon dress, and it's enabled me to do a balloon dress in roughly 20 to 30 minutes and crank it out. So we're going to do that last thing, and then we'll wrap up on the wearables. First, I'm going to quick show you how to make a clown nose. I think it's really fun and silly. So we're just going to do a simple loop twist. Okay, followed by a pinch twist, followed by another pinch twist. Now again, this does not substitute for a real clown nose. Real clown noses are always better. Clown Antics. You have several different styles, correct?
Yeah. We sell the professional clown noses from Jim Howell and those kind of guys.
I've seen a couple
and
different
also,
styles.
And I carry around Goshman foam clown noses for emergencies.
Yeah, so you can go to Clown Antics. They've got a bunch of, if you like clown noses, they have a bunch of awesome different styles of clown noses. Like I carry this one in my bag. This is just the one from Red Nose Day that they always have at like CVS and Walgreens.
Yeah.
Like when that comes around. But I just have one of these always in my bag, just for fun, just because it's simple, easy to go on. And then if a kid takes it or does, like I don't get upset because it wasn't like an expensive clown nose, right? So I always have one of these on me just because it looks cute. But it's if I decide, if something happens to it or it's not a big loss. But another thing you can do, you just do a loop twist and 2 pinch twists. And then you can just put this on your nose and you have a balloon clown nose. Now, again, it's not as good as the amazing clown noses on clownantics.com.
But it's fun.
But it's a fun thing to make. A simple, I also like doing this. People like, oh, are you a clown? And like they say it like in a really dark tone. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And then I just quick make this. I am now. Like, I don't know. Some people are weird. But yeah, no, I just when we're talking about wearable, I figured this was a good thing to do is just show how to make a wearable. and it just pinches right there. And especially what's fun to do is, so this is what I make for a clown nose, but also Christmas time, you can put a red LED in this and it's a Rudolph nose. So again,
there's a million uses.
I love things clown. I love being a part of Clown Antics, and I love promoting clown culture. I just think it's super important because I think like I grew up working with Barnum and Bailey Circus. I grew up going to Barnum and Bailey Circus. I think I grew up having an appreciation for clowns that a lot of people just don't have now because they like with the circus not being around and not being as prominent. A lot of people's only exposure to clowns now, unfortunately, is like movies, and usually
those are bad things.
Favorably, right?
Yeah.
So I love whenever I can promoting a positive view of clowns to kids because I think it's super important to I think clowns have always existed for the purpose of helping us laugh at ourselves and laughing at life and laughing at reality, and I think that's just so super important right now, especially right now. So yeah, so make yourself a clown nose and walk around the grocery store with a balloon hat and a clown nose. And the good thing about this clown nose is, depending on your face mask, you could actually, this will squish on top of your face mask. So you can still wear your face mask if, you know, so you can still be within guidelines and still wear your clown nose on top of your face mask. So pretty cool. So there's that. Now let's show you how to do the dress real quick. Okay. So
we're out of time. So.
We're out of time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We ran over. But again, I was just going to redo this thing. So you can go back and watch it. So if you want to learn how to make the dresses, you can go watch the Infinity Gauntlet, and you can go watch this. And basically all we do for the dresses is it's this exact design. You're just making it around, like there's a person standing here. You're making it around a person. But maybe we can do another one of these classes one day where we just, I bring in one of my friends and we just do a dress.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Comment below. Let us know if that's something you'd be interested in, or comment on one of these videos. But yeah, I had a blast. I hope you guys had fun with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Josh. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you guys for joining us on Clown Antics. And please shop at my store. I know it's been a tough time for everybody, but we always appreciate your business. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and have a good evening. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.